Hey guys, it's Anime here, and this is What If Naruto Had Paper Police Part 7. There's not much to say before the video, so I hope you guys enjoy. And without further ado, roll the intro. Time skip, 2 weeks. Naruto stared as Gaara and the rest of the Sannin departed back to Suna. During the time that she'd been there, her negative, slightly emo look on life had grown on him. He remembered she had told him that the roles had reversed in her situation with the One-Tails. Now that she could control it somewhat, he'd become slightly less pompous and more open to partnership, if only tentatively, and only to allow himself more freedom. Naruto also reminisced on the times she had dragged him out to go eat, which were quite a few. She rather enjoyed going back to the angler's dock, where she would usually get gyudon and tempura. Naturally, she forced Naruto to eat the same thing as her, which, while annoying, Naruto had found somewhat endearing. When not eating, she usually just followed him back to his underground training ground. If you guys don't remember what I'm talking about, I talked about it in part 1 of this series, but anyway, back to the story. She's also a good partner. While she was stationary, her sand was extremely agile and fast. And what was worse, that her skill got even better after her seal was fixed. Sure, her stamina had decreased, but with that decrease, she became a lot better with maneuvering her sand. The regular sparring sessions were beneficial to both of them. She improved her stamina with using her sand, and he got agility training, as well as pain resistance from whenever she smacked him around. Well, no use reminiscing over things gone, Naruto said, and body flickered away. He landed in Training Ground 7, where Kakashi was ready waiting for him. Ah, Naruto, you're here, Kakashi said, looking up from his Icha book. Good, I was just about to go looking for you. I need to talk to you about something important, but now that you're here, we can talk about it. So, can I talk to you? About what, Sensei? You just keep saying the same thing again and again, but in different ways, Naruto said, slightly bemused. So you noticed. Good, Kakashi said, putting away his book, before looking Naruto directly in the eyes. Well, you see, Naruto, the thing is, part of the Kazekage's reason for coming here, besides to get Gaara's seals fixed, was to warn the Hokage about an assassination attempt. At this, Naruto's eyes widened, but before he could say anything, Kakashi cut him off. Before you say anything, Naruto, let me explain this whole situation to you, Kakashi said, and receiving a nod from Naruto, continued. It started like this. Flashback, 5 days ago, Hokage's office. Hiruzen. As an old friend and ally, I must warn you, Raza said. About a week before I left for the leave, Orochimaru approached me with a deal. Join his side in the coming war. Iwa has already joined his side, and partly because they get to destroy the leaf, and also because they gain some land of the Land of Fire. Kumo is considering it on the terms that they get at least a dozen Hyuga clan members in some of the leaf's land. The waterfall has also joined them, also on the promise of more land. But the worst news I have is Akatsuki joining them. In case you didn't know, our intel that we have gathered on the Akatsuki is that they're all S-rank mercenaries for hire, though they have ulterior motives for which they need money, which I assume is why they are mercenaries for hire. Including all of our allies, we currently have around 5 Jinchuriki against us. And that's not even including the Akatsuki, which are all S-rank. All of them at their full power is comparable in strength to one of the great hidden villages, which is bad for our side. This coming Chunin exam, all the Kages are set to come for the finals. That is when an assassination attempt targeted at you will happen. But it'll be the tip of the spear. Your death will severely weaken the leaf, allowing the astral powers, what they call themselves, and the southern powers, those who side with the leaf, to easily overpower us. Hiruzen sighed before responding. Thank you for telling me, my friend. I guess I will have to start preparing for the war. As much as I am loath to do, we must win this war at any cost. I will have to start upping the training program for our shinobi. Though if you don't mind me asking, won't you be in danger for telling me? Orochimaru would probably have already double-crossed me and my children to be able to experiment with my Keki Genkai, Raza said. So I thought it prudent to place my trust in an old friend and hope for the best. Old friends indeed, Ruzan replied. What has it been? 20, 30 years that we have worked together as Kages? 29 years, Raza replied with a slight smile. Ah yes, thank you for telling me. I will have to prepare for it, Ruzan said, getting back to business. In any case, I will start contacting our allies and tell them to prepare. Do I need to worry about a full-scale invasion? No, it's just supposed to be a quick in-and-out assassination, though the civilians will be put to sleep, and there will be some commotion at the walls to add in confusion, Raza replied. Good, Ruzan said. Well, thank you for coming. I'll start contacting some of my old friends and allies of the Leaf. I think the first place I should start with the Land of Bears, with the village of Hidden Stars. They have a stone, I believe. I'm not quite too sure on the details that can be used for a secret weapon, I guess you could call it. I'll get to work right away. Thank you for coming. Flashback, end. So, Naruto, Kakashi said, reaching into one of the pockets of his vest. The Hokage has a reward for you for performing so well on the escort mission. Registered as a field recommendation by me, and authorized by the Hokage, congratulations, you are now a Chunin in the Leaf. When Kakashi finished, he unsealed the Chunin vest and handed it to Naruto, who just stared at it for a few seconds. But if the Hokage can easily promote Genin, based on a Jonin instructor's advice, what is the purpose of Chunin exams? Naruto asked. Kakashi looked proud for a few seconds before he responded. I'm glad you asked. The Chunin exams are basically just a glorified, controllable, and observable war. You see, people can, and quite often do die in the exams. But for those that make it to the finals, they are usually the strongest of their age group back in their village. They are representatives for their village. They compete against other people who have made it to the finals in front of hundreds, possibly thousands of civilians from all over the elemental nations. If a village's representatives do better, then they might get more missions. Then their village might get more missions from clients. I understand, Naruto said. Good, Kakashi replied, because you will be playing a very special role in the exams. You, along with another Chunin from Suna, probably one you already know, will be helping proctor the first two phases of the exams. In the final phase, you specifically, I mean you, Naruto, will be one of the Hokage's bodyguards. So train hard. We'll need every available ninja to be at peak performance. Unfortunately, myself and some other Jonins have to up the ante on the amount of missions Leaf does, so as to help amass more money to cover the damages this assassination attempt might cause, and to prepare for this coming war. Even Jiraiya is coming back to Leaf, though he might not make it in time for the actual assassination attempt. I will, Sensei, don't worry. That is good, Kakashi said. Now remember, Naruto, we don't know if this war will actually happen, but if it does, war can change people. So hold true to a few fundamental beliefs you have. Elsewise, you will be lost. Lost to yourself and lost to the rest of us. Kakashi then smiled and left. When he was gone, Naruto slipped on the vest and started walking around aimlessly. I need to become stronger to help the Leaf, Naruto thought. If I'm not strong enough, the old man could die. As much as I don't want to, he might be the best option. Well, I might as well get to it before I get cold feet, Naruto thought. Time skip, 20 minutes. Naruto arrived in an old shed in the woods. He'd been here before, though all he remembered was being grabbed by someone in a blanked mask and dragged through a maze of corridors that lay beneath the shack, until finally he came into a large room. with most of it being shrouded in shadows, and a man in the darkness speaking to him. Naruto snapped himself out of his thoughts and strode up to the door before knocking 3 times. It slowly creaked open, and a person in a blank mask appeared. "Please take me to him," Naruto tried to say confidently. But he tried to keep his voice steady. Unfortunately, it didn't work too well. The person silently turned around and disappeared back into the shack, turning around and motioning for Naruto to follow quickly. 15 minutes later, Naruto appeared back in the same room he was dragged to before, when he was about 5-ish. "So you came back," the voice said. "I knew you would. But are you willing to endure what is necessary to reach your goal level of desired strength?" "I must," Naruto said. "For if I don't, the old man may die, and I cannot allow that." His voice was a lot more confident than he thought he could have managed, but somehow he did. "That's good," Danzo said, stepping out of the shadows. "As bad as some people might tell you I am, most of those stories are wrong, or slightly changed. I never wanted to order the death of the Uchiha clan, but Orochimaru was helping them, and I didn't have enough time to talk to Hiruzen, what with him secluding himself for days at a time to mull over the decision about the Uchiha clan coup d'etat. But enough talk. We have work to do." Anyway, guys, thanks for listening. You might have noticed that, I changed up the Uchiha clan massacre just slightly. I hope you guys enjoyed it, but yeah, I'll see you next time.